Yo, I just did an 80/20 analysis or audit. I published it to my website. I'll link it down below. But I wanted to give you my learnings and takeaways, give you kind of like the summary. If you want to see like the whole process that I went through, check out the blog post that I made. Um, if you don't know what the 80/20 rule is, it's based on the Pareto principle, which essentially says 80% of the outputs result from just 20% of the inputs. So um, it occurs in multiple different aspects of life, and they're rough numbers, but essentially, a business's money, revenues, let's say as an example, 20% of the clients are making up 80% of the revenue. That's one example. And so for lifestyle analysis or, personal development, I guess you could say, whatever I'm in, 20% of the activities that I work on and that I do are going to result in about 80% of the actual outcomes, actual results that are meaningful to me and that I desire. So I went through all of the different things that I kind of spend my time on, the outcomes that I desire, essentially. And I feel like this is not going to be a very surprising answer, but it was helpful for me to focus in on what activities are really the things that move the needle the most. And so those really come down to creating YouTube videos, creating guides and systems that solve specific problems. I haven't really published any of these yet. They're still just kind of sitting in my Obsidian vault. And I'm just procrastinating on recording this first one on consistency and identity. We'll get to that before I go down to Santa Fe. We'll do it. I just gotta bite the bullet and do the hard work. So anyway, videos, guides and systems, those are really like the specific, I have guides on like gratitude, happiness, mental health is in there, how to make decisions. It's just essentially like synthesized a whole bunch of information down to like what's the core, like what are all these different people talking about? What can I like get away from? How do I make decisions most effectively? Think about this framework and use these different like activities when you're thinking about decisions. Anyway, that's just an example. So videos, guides and systems, and then working out. So going to the gym, exercising, and bulking, eating a surplus of calories and protein to make sure I'm gaining mass. And then the last two are reading books and meditating. So those kind of fall under the kind of production capability. That's a term from 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. You have your P and your PC, your production, your actual output, and then your production capability, your capability to produce. So if you're only ever working, eventually you're gonna burn out, or you only have so many brain hours in the day. And so if we can improve those brain hours and do more effective work, that's the production capability. And then the last part of this was that was like the positive, like what's the 20% sources of inputs resulting in the 80% desired outcomes. The other flip side of this is what are the 20% inputs that are resulting in 80% of the undesired outcomes, the procrastination, stuff like that. The big thing for me was the amount of YouTube that I watch, and it's mostly just kind of entertainment, instant gratification, passing the time. I do a lot when I'm eating food, lunch and dinner. So it came down to, and I've started to do this. So the actual changes, or let me finish it came down to watching YouTube. Driving is a big time suck for me. And then doing like errands, like running around, going to groceries and gas and whatever. And so the actual changes that I want to make to the negative side of this is start limiting the amount of YouTube that I watch and switch it for reading. And I've started to do this in the past couple of days, which has felt good. And I think reaffirming, this new identity has been helping to kind of value reading over the instant gratification of YouTube. It's unfortunately a tricky line because there's a lot of YouTube videos that are actual educational and have really inspired me to take action. So it's like, it's a tough line to walk. Then the other two were putting on more podcasts as I drive, and then batching all of my errands on a single day. And so with that said, I am going to batch the errands that I have to do right now. So anyway, hopefully you got some value out of this. It helped me. I did one of these a couple months ago in October about my deep work. This is kind of the next one in a deeper analysis. I also published that one to my blog, but yeah, it helps to kind of, as a reminder of like, what are the actual things that are moving the needle, and anything that's not that, like, remember to just don't prioritize that. Prioritize the things that move the needle the most. So anyway, what's today? 16th? Friday, 2022, December. I'll catch you tomorrow. See ya.